YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. Hey, if you're just dropping by because you saw the title of this video talked about what I want to do for my next campaign, then let me go ahead and get that out. If you don't want to stick around and watch this, it's okay. I understand this is not a campaign that I've shown from beginning to where I'm at, so I get it. But that said, this is about campaigns. If you do want to stick around and watch some campaign, this one's pretty fun. It's a legendary campaign I've been playing with Tyrion. Annoyingness of Legendary aside, I've had a pretty good time with it just because Warhammer 3 is pretty awesome. Alright, next campaign. I need you all to start helping me think of ideas. So that's why I titled this and made this special one. Here's what I want to do with the next campaign. I put it out to a vote, and you all said that you did want to have traditional campaigns. You didn't want to have a new one all the time. So here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to focus, at least for now, on the one campaign. I want you all to help me come up with ideas. I will vet through the ideas. If I feel like we need to have, a poll on it, I'll put a poll up. If it seems like something I just can't resist, I'll let you all know and we'll just go with it. But I want to do a thematic campaign. We could do something based on a Patchy character, right? So Patchy was a character who showed up in my Austria campaign who was what was he? Was he an Austrian peasant? No, he's an Austrian peasant in the Poland-Lithuania campaign. That's what it was. Anyway, he showed up as daimyos in Shogun 2. We've made, characters for him in Warhammer. We could do something based around him, right? Where we pick a faction, we retire the legendary lord, we pick a generic lord, name it Patchy. We have a story for how he somehow got into the Warhammer universe and what his objective is with this faction, like how he landed there, what it is he's going to do. We could do something like that. We could also do when I say the type of campaign, I want to do one that is story-centric with specific goals, right? And we'll try and have the characters, we'll try and act out the characters, right? So for instance, if we did a Patchy one, we'll act out kind of how we think Patchy would act, the things that he would do based on the goals that he's after. We can make up a story for any other type of character, like one of the legendary lords. We can say, hey, this is the quest they're on, this is what they're doing, this is what we'd be kind of role-playing out, the types of armies we want to see. What I'm saying is, get down in the comments, help me with some ideas. Help me, what would be the character, what would be the purpose of the campaign, some objective. And when I'm looking for an objective, not just like paint the map, something like that, it's going to take 300 turns. I'd like to start off with something that would be achievable in a conceivable number of turns, and something that would be fun, that people get attached to the story of, a reason to bring them back every time to watch it, rather than just, Heir's just churning through this campaign. No, we want to have some kind of fun character with a fun story behind it, and some objectives to match. So help me think of some ideas. I have some ideas. So like, for instance, I don't know if this is the best idea, but it's a nice idea. I'm going to throw this out there. What if, while fighting the battles against Poland-Lithuania, Patchy sees a strange gloom in the forest ahead of him. He notices an odd iridescent light, and as he comes forward, he finds a two-headed demon, which in this case is actually, or two-headed demon, whatever. He follows it into this void, right? I don't know, it could be a Tzeentch thing, we could play a Tzeentch campaign with it, or it could just be some other demon, leads him into the rift. He finds himself in the Warhammer universe, and like in this instance, for instance, he could be the Demon Prince, and we give him an objective as the Demon Prince. So say, like, for instance, that the Empire in this game represents the the Polish-Lithuanians who were taking him out in the Poland-Lithuania campaign, and so he has to go and get his vengeance. Or maybe the Empire represents Austria, and he goes and gets his vengeance for the nation that turned his back on them, right? Or whatever the reason is, like he gets turned into a demon. He is the Demon Prince, so Patchy the Demon Prince. What would he do? What kind of body parts would he use? Would it be Khorne? Would it be Nurgle? Would it be Tzeentch? We could come up with all these different stories we could adjust. Anyway, that was one example, right? We could have stories for characters. So for instance, we could do a loreful storytelling campaign where, like, Belegar has to go and take 8 peaks, and here's the things he has to accomplish besides just taking 8 peaks, right? We can do stuff like this. Get down there, help me think of some ideas. Let's put one together so that I can do it, and we can get campaigns rolling again. Until we come up with such a plan, I'll probably just play some of this campaign. It's late into a legendary campaign. There's still quite a bit of challenge. Like, I'm not having my main land challenged per se, but we have some large axis of evil here. between the Druki, what's left of them, and the demons, there are a lot of demons coming at me from here in the north. So a lot of the action is kind of focused up here in the north. And I'm still occasionally being invaded from the east here, as Grom and vampires were getting loose from Bretonnia, but I helped Bretonnia, I gave them some different stuff, and we've been controlling them. The Lizardmen, for whatever reason, declared war on me. I've pretty much got them finished off, so we're in pretty good shape there. So all in all, I think that things are looking, doable, but, I just figured I'd let you see what a late game campaign looks like, right, on Legendary. So here we are. Let's get things moving. I'm trying to remember exactly what I was up to on this one. It does look like we had some greenskins invade our territory. This is one of my lords here. I've got an Archmage of Death. That's Scython Yrel here. And we'll use her and go take down this invading greenskin army here. This is Sazpug Blood Reaper. So he's got a bunch of Savage Orc units here. Let's go take him on the battlefield. We're ready to kick things off. I'm going to take my Moon Dragon forward here. There's quite a lot of Savage Orc air boys. I may go try and pick at a boar target over here on the flank. I've set my army up in a pretty defensive formation. I'm going to use these rocks on my left-hand side to prevent any easy outflanking attempts. If need be, I have a ranged advantage because I have 5 units of Sisters of Avalorn. These ladies are very handy with the bow. And then my main line is White Lions and Swordmasters, so Savage Orcs are going to be up against some pretty savage odds here. Let's see, I'm going to try and get my Moon Dragon. I wish I could have shot at that formation right there. That formation's looking pretty. I'm going to just take a pot shot at... It's so weird how it's like aiming and then it switched over to center. I don't know what drives the aiming here. Ooh, yeah, that was a solid hit. But a little over 25% unit damage done there. A very nice shot with the dragon. The greenskins are still kind of aimlessly repositioning. So again, this is where you can see the AI... Ooh, never mind. We had a boar boy inbound. The AI, despite being on Legendary, is still legendarily stupid. I think one of the things I'm going to do also with the new campaign is we'll try out an AI mod. So I'll probably turn up the campaign difficulty really hard, and then we'll try a mod to see if we can get the AI to behave a little bit smarter in combat. I'm going to actually go ahead and charge these savage boar boys just to pin them on the ground and let them get shot by my sisters, and then let's go ahead and countercharge with our infantry. There's no reason to sit back and let these greenskins anywhere near my my sisters. So we're going to push forward. I've got Silverin Guard in this mix as well. I'm actually going to bring my Handmaiden over here with the sisters. Let's take our Dragon Princes, help fend this off.
Kill them!
Let's see, and we can get a Dwellers Below. No, an Awakening in the Wood. Let's drop that right there on those archers, and I'll do a little bit of damage. Not bad. We don't have a Dwellers Below yet, so let's just go ahead and drop some heal support here. Get our sisters targeted dead ahead. Our infantry is absolutely crushing theirs right now. They are in big trouble. Greenskins are way over their head at the moment.
Power is yours.
Push back here. The only units they have that aren't really dead yet are these boars. Oh, we got a boar unit through over here.
Agree.
Okay, let's use our sisters and wipe out another orc air boy, and let's swing this infantry around back under center, bring the dragon over. The battle is pretty much over.
Spearman! Acknowledged!
There we go. Alright, let's check out our Handmaiden up close here. I love Handmaidens, really cool. They're kind of like the Glade Captain in some ways for the Wood Elves. A little bit of difference between the two, but the Handmaiden's still a very versatile hero. I like making use of them. Their range can be okay, but really they pack a nice punch in melee as well, especially once you get some upgrades on them. Be a great way to help protect an Archmage. Alright, it's in that battle. Yeah, so the difficulty settings on this campaign, by the way, it is Legendary. So I turned it up to Legendary, and I turned the battle difficulty up to very hard, which is the highest it goes. There isn't a Legendary battle difficulty. The main reason why we crapped on these guys so bad is just because their guys didn't have any chevrons, they didn't have much for leadership, and it was savage orcs up against heavily armored elite infantry, so they just got completely outclassed. And that's despite the fact that the AI actually still does have some leadership and other buffs in battle.
They may live.
They just got crushed. That's all there is to it. Just got absolutely crushed. I have a ton of influence. Let's go ahead and spin that. I was looking at the influence thing as I've been playing this campaign, and like sometimes influence is kind of fun because you can use it, but it also feels a little bit dated. So I don't know. Like I can't figure out whether I really am crazy about influence or not. And speaking of influence, we should probably go and see who we want to influence. Take a look at diplomacy. Obviously, all the elves love me. The Chevaliers maybe need a little bit of convincing here, so let's go spend some influence on them. Let's see. How do they line these up? By faction? Oh. Exile, so like I'm trying to see if it looks like it's in any order. I can't tell what the order is here. It doesn't look like it's in action order. It also does not look like it's going side to side, maybe? No? No? Wow, it's just all over the place. Yeah, CA please, maybe, on that one. Coron and Carcassonne. Okay, these look like maybe they're in order going across here. Let's improve our relations there. And, you know, I might go ahead and just do it one more time there, so we'll spend some of that up. Let's go back in here, see if there's any other factions where it wouldn't hurt me to start sending our relations up just to make sure we've got good control over everything. Clan Angren, it says the relations are going down. Honestly, they're... I mean, the Ancestral Throng's at war with most of my friends, which is why they hate me, but we could work on Ironbrow's expedition and Clan Angren, so let's go do a little work there. So, Clan Angren... Pick a couple, and then let's go to Ironbrow expedition. Right here. There we go. We got a ton of influence. We'll spend up some of it. There we go. Picked up a Wand of Jet. That's nice. And we got our Moon Dragon for Siphon Yarrow. Got rid of those green skins, and then we picked up some skill points as well.
High Elven Archmage.
So let's take a look at those skill points, decide how we want to spend them. It looks like I had completed Bowmaster and Master Strategist. This is buffing up my characters. We've got a nice line of death magic already available here. And I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do this Loose ability, which is going to improve missile reload skill within range. And then let's go ahead and go over to Favorable Winds here, which will further buff our Sisters of Avalorn with missile resistance, extra missile strength, and armor, which will make them, you know, even more deadly. They're already pretty darn deadly units.
Ulthuan's triumph was foreseen.
Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look in here as well at our Handmaiden. I want to finish Entangle, so I have a net ability that I can use. Really screw people up, and then I would definitely love to be able to get Dwellers Below started here on this caster. However, I think Arcane Conduit, no, we've already got Arcane Conduit, yes, let's do Dwellers Below. Dwellers Below is a very effective blob busting tool, and then this army's main function in this campaign has been to defend our coast. However, I've just raised a brand new army, this one of Phoenix Guard, Sword Masters, Sisters, Dragon Princes, Star Dragons, very elite but very new army. So I think I'm going to leave them to be the defenders of Ulthuan for now. We may have to raise yet another army. We have plenty of money, and we certainly can. I've just been playing with a lot of extra cash on hand so that I can build more buildings faster. I've taken Albion. However, it's been difficult. Like, I have to use a force just to hold it. So I'm thinking of moving this force to help hold Albion, and then I'll bring a new force in just in order to... let's see. I'm going to take some high seas attrition, which is not ideal. But we'll go ahead and let it heal on this turn, and then I'll try and scoot across really quickly. I've been using this tactic a lot. Let me show you all. It's where you take your army, put it in a place where the AI usually comes and attacks. Go ahead and drop it in an ambush stance so that the AI thinks, like, so for instance, this army will probably come and attack the Citadel of Lead, which was recently sacked. The thing is they can't get to Conquata here, which is good. But yeah, we're just using this to stomp army after army after army. This army here got trapped at the Moon Shard by Denoth Leviathrange, or whatever you call here. But we can use a little trick here. We'll just sneak out the port, back over to Arnheim, heal, and we'll swing back around, and we'll kill this guy even if he takes it. Ooh, look at all the shades there. Yeah, we definitely need to heal. But this is Alistar, the White Lion. His army here actually has a few lower tier units in it that we need to replace. I'm just too busy. And his army is utilizing Sea Guard rather than Sisters. I mean, it's probably better to just straight up replace the Sea Guard with Sisters at this point, especially since I have the money, and bring in some other units. But I've been having fun just keeping these units just because I can. The Sea Guard are pretty good in melee as well, so it gives me a nice alternative in case we end up in any melee. Tyrion is busy taking out the lizards down here. He healed on the last turn. There are some lizards left who are trying to threaten Marcus Wolfhard, who is currently one of our allies. So let's go help get rid of Lord Mazda Mundi. We'll try and hem him in here and just be done with him once and for all. I just took over some territory here in Lustria. I really wanted this gold mine at Hexatl, and I got it. But I really need to make a final push against Nagaron. And like I said, Grombrindle unfortunately kicked off a war with the Exiles of Nehek, and they haven't been able to finish each other, and I am not taking sides. I think he pulled the Heralds of Ariel into that as well. And Grombrindle has not gone down easy despite having quite a few foes, so he is being very dwarfy, might say. Spend my money there and then end this turn.
Gifted.
So yeah, we'll keep in an ambush stance here. We'll move up along the coast, hopefully lure in those Druki there, and we'll just get ready for our next turn. Yeah, I'm excited to see what y'all can come up with in terms of next campaign ideas. I'm having a ton of fun with campaign. I haven't made a lot of campaigns, and it's mostly because I thought you all would be excited about doing a new format. The poll said otherwise, very clearly. So then I was like, well, which campaign should I do? Or should I do a poll? Or, if I am going to do these traditional campaigns, how do we make it, the most exciting? And so I was thinking back to previous campaigns that you all probably found the most exciting. So like our Kaon had like a story to it that we were telling. We were kind of role-playing it. And I think that got people excited. And we did kind of the same thing, I think, later on with Gorok and others. And so we'll try to recreate that, because I think if I am going to be doing a campaign and we're going to do it traditional because that's what you all want, I think we need to have some characters. We need to have a story. We need to have something that draws the viewer back in every time. Sure, it's fun to play campaign, and some people probably like to just sit and watch it. But a lot of people don't. I think because they play a lot of their own, and there needs to be something there, in my opinion, to make it, special. Make it something that, like I said, people want to keep coming back to. I'm going to just force row across the ocean here and try and get out of this attrition zone. We'll almost be out of it at the end of this turn.
Guardian of the Phoenix Crown.
It does look like Harold Doomheimer is coming ashore over here on behalf of Valkia's faction.
Journeying.
So I'm going to swing across the island here, come into position to get ready to beat them down. There's plagues all over the island right now. I'm not going to... Well, actually, I will spend the money on the Citadel of Lead. Why not? I have a ton of money. If they attack it and kill it, it's not going to be a big deal. If they don't, then it'll keep building. So, so be it one way or the other. I am building infrastructure here in case I need to raise an army on this island. So that is coming in to play here very quickly. We've got our defensive force. The nearest Druki force is sailing kind of to the south, so we'll kind of mirror them along the coast here. Keep an eye on them. Like I said, we may need another army depending on what happens. Our enemies did not take this city. It looks like it's about to surrender, though, because the garrison's about to be wiped out.
Prince. No.
There's a lot of shades. And the auto-resolve's probably going to hate our chances here, but I have a lot of archers. And I don't see the shades winning this. I just don't.
Speak.
So let's see what the auto-resolve says. It'll probably give the shades a lot of weight. It does. It's not going to wipe out any of our units. I'll probably just go ahead and auto-resolve this one, because we just fought a battle. Yep, it was actually kinder to us. Now, I probably could have done a little better than that, but... that's not the end of the world. There we go. Killed another Druki army. Alistair he is a brute in campaign. I mean, just look at these stats there. I've got anti-armor, anti-infantry, and anti-large characteristics. He's got 100 armor, 100 leadership, 93 speed, 92 attack, 85 defense, and it might be even higher when we get into battle and we're clicking off certain abilities. I've seen him go over 1,000 pretty frequently, so he is, like I said, he's an absolute brute. He's a horror on the battlefield, and it's fantastic. I've been enjoying
Faithful
it.
servant.
Right, we're gonna garrison the Moon Shard here to kind of help keep it safe while we continue construction. I'm gonna go up to the tier 5 defenses here at Arnheim, and then let's head down and take a look and see where Tyrion's at. It looks like the lizards ran away from me. I'm done with them. I want to take Tyrion elsewhere, and I think Wolfheart can finish them effectively. I'm gonna start marching back towards Skeggy. We may have to clean up some rebellions here before this stuff kind of decides to settle down. So Tyrion, we'll move on out as just about as soon as we can. Yeah, I think, let's see who Hexon was. They're not at war with the other lizards. They're not even at war with Wolfheart right now, so I was hoping those guys would finish them off, but they are not. So never mind. Should have kept chasing. Well, we might have to lay an ambush and lure old Mazdamundi in and then just go raise his last settlement. I think he's only got one left. Because apparently he's making peace with the people around him, and they're agreeing to it for some strange reason that I can't possibly agree with. Let's go look at our armies. It does look like I have moved all of my armies. I do not wish to spend any more money on this turn end. Actually, I do. There's defenses that I'll go ahead and build there at the ancient city. Or Marathi got knocked out of her palace. She was actually pretty tough to beat. Marathi had multiple stacks, and basically the strategy that I used to kill her, because she outnumbered me massively, I was only able to commit one army in her direction, and she had 3 or 4, maybe even 5. And I used the ambush stance, and what I would do is I would leave the Moon Shard, that settlement we were just at, I would leave it undefended. The AI is addicted to undefended minor settlements like it's crack. Like Warpstone. It's like a Skaven on Warpstone. They cannot get enough of it. They are all over it. And so you can basically just lay an ambush right in front of it, and they'll send armies over one at a time to come take your unguarded minor settlements, and they think that they're gaining some kind of massive victory. Again, don't know why the AI thinks this.
What do you wish to discuss?
They did hit the Citadel of Lead, so my cash offering to Khorne was taken up. I'll go ahead and give Orion military access. I'm trying to build some relations with him as well. I'd really like to get an outpost built where Wood Elves are actually recruiting. The Heralds of Ariel have offered me one, but I'm not able to build it where they're actually able to recruit units. I'd love to get some Wood Elf archers into some of my armies, but alas, I have just not been able to put an outpost where I can get anything good out of it, unfortunately. But I do like the outposts. They are a fun way to get units that can spice things up in campaign. I don't know where they're coming ashore to attack this settlement. Looks like maybe just right down here. I'll go ahead and move up near the settlement and drop in that ambush stance. We'll stay there. There's multiple armies. We could get attacked by several, but you know, it's a risk I'm willing to take. We're gonna be brave.
Shaper of
We're not gonna be scared. Head up here to the Isle of Wights and bring in our second army. And let's go ahead and make the upgrade here to where we can recruit Sisters of Avalorn if needed. And then my other upgrades probably need to be back over here at either Arnheim or Ancient City. I think we're gonna go to Ancient City. There is no corruption there, so that's good to see. And it might be good to leave some recruitment, and I'm really kind of favoring the Sisters, and I mean, Lions aren't as good as Swordmasters, but we can go down this chain, and we can always put in this building here, which gives us the access to more mages, and ultimately Swordmasters as well. So I think that'll be a good one. We'll put that spend in, and then here, I did get some anti-corruption buildings, and maybe I'll put in something slightly different here, because these two settlements are relatively close together. Let's put in this Dragon's Lair. And we'll have to save some money for the next chain.
Time for action.
There are no more enemies in the vicinity of the Moon Shard and Arnheim. Check and see here. I do not have military access with Grombrindle, so I can't waltz across his lands, but we could make a quick sail towards the Twisted Glade with this army.
Defender of the Phoenix
I think I'll
throne.
do that. I'll go ahead and position in
Prince of
Arnheim with
Havoc.
Alistair, and then we'll get ready to head out and fight some Druki. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this army
Tyrion,
back
heir of
because
Daenerys.
Mazdamundi now thinks we're headed in the opposite direction. So let's come back and lay an ambush. See if we can lure him in. Finish him off once and for all. We're about to get a rebellion at Hexotl, so I'll have to deal with that. The rebellion may actually succeed in taking the settlement. And those Druki went ahead and doubled back north, so we'll do the same. Again, we'll just kind of shadow them along the
Destiny
coastline
lies
in an
there.
ambush stance. And let's go ahead and end our turn. Not much else for me to do on this turn. So my strategy here is I'm holding, like Albion, I'm going to keep an army focused on holding it, and then what I'll do is I'll kind of create these new armies, I move them into the new defensive positions, and then I just slowly start expanding my way outward. If I wanted to spend up all my money, which I absolutely could, we could get a whole lot more. Oh my gosh, boy. Yeah, he's Mazdamundi is just so outnumbered here. I almost feel bad for him.
I am ready
Ouch.
to fight. Release them.
Rest in sweet pepperonis, Lord Mazdamundi. We hardly knew thee. So yeah, he is dead. A little bit beyond dead, actually. He's gonna be well done.
Greetings. The Phoenix Court.
Ah, so see that influence paying off here. They now want some military access. We'll go ahead and grant that. Continue to build our relations with Clan Angrand. This is good news. We're going to try and draw the whole order tied together so that I can get more military alliances and it'll be easier to gain victory that way without having to map wipe. I haven't seen an endgame scenario yet, and if one does pop up, again, it'll be good to have the huge alliance of order put together so that we can, you know, take down anything that does pop up. Let's see. So we did get some.
Be you mindless or
Oh, we got
foolhardy?
Valkia who just came ashore. Do I have lightning strike
I
with this
second
lord?
this.
I don't remember. Let's take a look. I think I do. I do. So we have lightning strike. So we will be able to lightning strike Valkia's army. I believe that is going to be the route that I choose.
Command
So
me.
Valkia is this one here.
Yuri Fair.
We're gonna attack. We're going to lightning strike, which changes our favor quite a lot. Now, we probably could have won both of those back to back, to be honest. I don't see how this army is really any good. It's probably giving them a lot of weight because of the casters. But let's fight the Legion of the Gore Queen here, folks. What is this banner, by the way? Wayfarer. So that one's going to give extra or Wayfarer. I don't know what the Wayfarer ability is. Probably something like Strider. That one might be good on like a Silver Helm. Now, see, this army again is lacking quite as many elite units as some of the others. We should still be fine. Alright, I'm going to get the battle started. I'm going to use my Tyrannok chariots to start picking at that Chaos Feral Manticore. I'm going to move up with my dragons and unleash a breath attack. Marauders dual weapons. These Brutes of the Hound actually would make a nice target. So with those Bloodletters, so go ahead and give them a targeting. It'd be better if I made sure to get these from a side angle, but I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of give a general attack, just so I can keep track of the micromanagement situation a little better. That was still pretty solid. There's an attack. We're picking quite nicely at the Manticore. Let's skirmish back, skirmish back. Got a great deal of cavalry and hounds working its way up this flank. I've got a Sea Guard and a Silver Helm protecting either flank, and I can move my Noble to intercept as needed. We're kind of luring the enemy back our direction. I heard an ability going off, but oh, Valkia has engaged me here. I thought I got away. I think her speed caught her up. Let's use Bowseeker so we can get a little bit of speed here too.
Acknowledged.
I want to pull Valkia back into range of my Sisters of Avalorn and just kind of run her right across the formation. She's trailing right behind my dragon, so unfortunately I'm struggling to get a beat on her, so here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to move up my Noble.
I never tire.
I'll go ahead and turn around and take the fight.
Prince of Ulthuan. As one. At once.
Ooh, she opened herself up to the Sisters right there, and she paid a price. I'm going to move my Tyrannok chariots back.
Ancestors. Attack.
Let's start charging infantry forward a little bit here.
Silver
Let's
Helm.
interrupt these bloodletters. Oh, no, never mind. Busy.
My power is yours.
I'm going to start
Attack!
Oh, hang on. What just happened? Why are they in a...
To war!
Manticore's gonna have my dragon. We double team Valkia. Valkia's going down. I'm gonna hit those characters. Just give a little bit of an interruption. Turn that unit in because we don't have any cavalry coming at us from that
Silver
flank.
helms.
Drove them out.
Spearmen.
Let's get my 2 Tyrannok chariots.
Guides us.
Need to get some magic rolling here. A Pit of Shades right here will do nicely.
Winds of magic
Get a little bit beat up on infantry. It's not surprising we're up against Khorne. There's a dragon, there's some other tough units here. Or, sorry, a giant.
Noble.
Some other tough units here. Did that Manticore come back and like somehow start beating us? Get our dragon back over here. We did manage to clean up most of that. Let's hit these bloodletters that cut through our Silverin Guard. What are we fighting over here? Chaos Knights of Khorne. We don't have a lot of AP in that fight.
Silver helms. We away.
Silverhelm's doing some nice cleanup. We're about to take down.
Lakoi Soraya!
Let's throw an Apotheosis up here. That giant's down, so let's bring our noble up to assist. Let's drop his edit ability about right there. Maybe ought to be right.
Battle ready. Very well.
Orders.
Alright, so we are... Oh, those bloodletters tore up my Tyrannok chariots. I probably need better units there anyway besides Tyrannok chariots, so...
Orders. Attack!
Alright.
Asa, withdraw.
Debuff Valkia. Wow, Valkia is just on a streak right now. Holy cow. Came in and routed my prince. I don't know if this guy is... got immortality. Yeah, Valkia must have come in and dropped an ability. She just went straight up ham right there. We are still struggling because our infantry got shellacked here in the middle.
It shall be
Get in
done.
here and finish these bloodletters. Wow, all my units are still about to rout, and Valkia is not dead.
Power is yours.
Somehow she continues to live. The rest of everything here is about to break. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna finish Valkia. Whew, that was actually a little tougher than I thought it was gonna be. And now we're kind of thrashed. Now, the infantry there for Khorne actually delivered a lot better than I thought they were going to. Now I might be stuck, unfortunately, within the zone of influence of this other army.
Guardian of the Phoenix Crown. Not by
I think we are. If I attack them and retreat, I may be able to get outside of it.
Your decree.
Yep, there we go. That's what I want to do. Now I can fall back. That was the idea in the strike, is I was able to single out and destroy one of those armies. It obviously would have been better had it gone even better for me. It did not. But, you know, we tried. Just have to pay a little bit closer attention next time. Let's get Blade Shield and Deadly Onslaught. That'll help with survivability of our Lord. And then as for our Noble... Oh... Probably just start throwing some points into full plate armor. The armor's not super high on that Noble. And then as for our Caster... We got a lot of good stuff here. We'll go ahead and finish off Occam's Mind Razor. That might come in handy whenever we're taking on characters like Valkia, where we really need to output some extreme damage. We discover Archaon. Okay, now he's off over here. Empire's lands, so not an immediate threat to me. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this episode. Got a little spicier than I thought right there up against Valkia's troops, so it is legendary, and you never know quite what's going to go down there. So, hope y'all enjoyed this one. Like I said, get into the comments, leave me some thoughts on what you want to see next. I'll show more of this maybe for the time being until we kind of get that one hammered out. I'd like to start it within, you know, a week or less. So if you all can help throw down with some ideas, that would be very, very helpful. Again, thank you. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you again soon.